how on planet Earth can you double your energy levels as a founder or high-performing executive without using stimulants, without using sedatives or different sleep drugs. It sounds like a sci-fi movie, but I can assure you that it is not. We have already done that for over 50 clients, and we got them from very poor sleep, as you can see over here, and a poor body composition, to absolutely shredded and sleeping like a baby, as you can see on the sleep stats over here. But yeah, in case you don't know me, I'm Coach Abrish, founder of Mythical Gains, where we help founders and high-performing executives lose at least 30 pounds of body fat, gain 5 to 7 pounds of lean muscle mass, and take their sleep from poor to optimal, perfect, and high energy during the day. How we do that? Let's go through specifically the sleep part of it and the energy optimization. So how do we do that? What's in it for you? How can you use that for your own lifestyle? How can you copy paste this system into the way you are living? So first of all, we need to discuss what is energy, right? And what's in it for you. So energy is nothing else but the input quality multiplied by the input quantity. So how much shit you do and how good the shit you do is, right? And the output equals the quality of your input multiplied by the quantity of your input multiplied by time. And what we want to focus on today is the things that you can control. You can't control time. You will always have unfortunately only 24 hours per day, right? And 7 days a week, and so on, right? But you can definitely control the quality of your input and the quantity of your input. So how much and how well you're doing that, and how can you condense as much shit as you can into the smallest time frame possible. This is what we call productivity, right? But for that you need more energy. And how you make sure that you're always on top of your game without taking stimulants or without having to artificially hack your sleep, is basically following our simple systems. But okay, where do we start? Where is the starting point? So can you see this sleep stat over here? Like 4 hours, not that much, but even the quality of it is like very low. Different sleep stages where you're supposed to spend like at least 18-20% of your night, it's only like 6% here. 58 sleep score out of 100. It's very poor. You don't want to end up there. But you're probably there if you're watching this video. What does that mean for you? You have low energy. You're often struggling with brain fog, fatigue, stress. You're hungry all the time. You're much hungrier than usual. You can't focus and you're just lacking motivation. You have to push through the day. And where are we going? What is our goal? Your goal is to achieve optimal sleep and at least twice as high energy levels. And how you can get there and what's in it for you. This is what we're talking about today. You want to be energetic, you want to feel satiated, you want to be focused, calm, and well recovered. This is what optimal sleep has to offer to you, and we're going to go through that, how you can get there without using stimulants, sedatives, sleep drugs, and overly complicated Huberman type protocols. Because you don't want to end up, being the nerd who follows very complex, very restricted diets and protocols and all that stuff just to get there. You want to do that in your own way. You want to do that the chill way that is easily implementable in your lifestyle. So meanwhile, this chart might look a little bit complicated. Let me prove you this is a very simple system, and it's proven. We have done that more than 50 times over with 50 completely different people. If Devin could do this, could go from 58 to 92% sleep score at the age of 45. You can do that at any age and with any profession. So let's get this started. Which way, sleepy man? Where are we going? So if you are choosing the less healthy, less sustainable way, you probably will end up sleeping using melatonin supplements, sleeping pills, and during the day you will be taking stimulants. You will actually kind of overdose them, thinking of caffeine, thinking of nicotine and stuff like that. Nothing against them. I'm a big fan of caffeine, but that's not the only way how you can keep this overdrive, right? these super high energy levels. How can you stay enthusiastic without these? Let's see. You want a time-efficient, natural, and custom sleep protocol for your own lifetime. And we divide that into daytime habits and nighttime habits. So what can you do during the daytime to make your sleep better? Let's start with those. Because for everyone, it is obvious that what you do before going to bed, that affects a lot how well you will sleep. But many people tend to forget about, okay, what are these little lifestyle changes that I can implement in my own lifestyle to make my sleep better, right? And what can I do during the day when it's daylight, just like now, right? Okay, let's get into it. The first thing we do with our clients, and what I would recommend to you, is the WUASI method, or as I call it, the WUASI, right? WUASI. What is this? It means wake up and send it, right? Straight away. But how you can do that? How can you just jump out of bed and get straight to your day without a 15-step morning routine? Doesn't that sound ridiculous? Well, it's definitely possible. You want to make sure that instead of a cup of coffee right away as you jump out of bed, you start with sparkling water. But why? It reduces stress, anxiety, and it balances out your stomach acid. Okay, what you do after. So 30 to 90 minutes later, you're drinking black coffee or green tea. So that will be your first dose of stimulants without increasing your stress levels. Because if you start with the coffee or the green tea right away, you will feel a little bit dizzy and you will be shaken a little bit, right? You want to avoid that type of stress and anxiety. And right after you drank your sparkling water and before you drank your coffee or green tea, you start working on your highest ROI tasks. You do your deep work. Why? Because delaying doing the work that needs to be done either way causes even more anxiety, and you want to avoid that. You definitely want to avoid that. That's why these 15 steps morning routines just don't work. They are not effective. So you want to make sure that you start working on your highest ROI tasks right away. Okay, next thing we will be doing is intermittent fasting. This is an optional step, but it gives you so much more energy when you're delaying food, especially carb intake. I love carbs. Carbs are useful, but if you want to keep your mental alertness high during the day, you delay them as much as possible. All right. What's the next thing that you can do? There is a rule for caffeine consumption that you can drink it basically any time of the day, as much as you want, as long as you're not over-exceeding like 300 milligrams per day, which would be like 12 cups of coffee. I don't think you are drinking that much. But anyway, 6 hours before bedtime, you need to cut it off. Why? Because it has a half-life of 6 hours. So even 6 hours after consuming the caffeine, it will remain in your bloodstream. Half of it will still remain in your bloodstream, and it will affect your sleep. It will affect your sleep hormone, your melatonin levels, negatively. Same goes for nicotine, but nicotine just has a 1 hour rule. So 1 hour before bed, you stop taking, let's say, nicotine gums, pouches, or cigarettes, or whatever, right? As I can understand that you like nicotine because it might make you more productive. That's cool. Just make sure that you're cutting it off 1 hour before bedtime, right? But 6 hours for caffeine, that seems a bit rough, especially if you're doing another deep work session in the afternoon or in the evening, right? What can you replace it with? There are two replacement alternatives. One of them is ginseng and the other one is rhodiola. Both of them are adaptogenic herbs, and they give you the similar type of mental focus as caffeine, but without the stimulative effects, without the long-term effects. So highly recommended. Okay, what else can you do during the daytime? Sun exposure, especially before 10 a.m., 20 to 30 minutes, because it resets your circadian rhythm, your sleep-wake cycle. So these are the daytime habits. Hopefully I didn't skip anything. But let's go to the nighttime habits, because there are a couple of things that you want to make sure that are working right. And then we will also talk about the sleep environment setup. First of all, nighttime habits, what you want to do. Chamomile tea, valerian root tea, they work amazing. 30 minutes before bedtime, they will soothe your nerves. It's very easy to get chill when you're drinking these. Alright? What else can you do? You would much rather have a pre-bed routine instead of a morning routine. Because if you're doing the same things over and over again every night, even on the weekends, it's much easier to maintain a sleep schedule that's sustainable for you in the long term, and it allows you for better quality sleep. And ideally your pre-bed routine that includes 5 minutes of stretching and mobility, because for most adults, especially over the ages of 40, sleep difficulties occur when your muscles are not loose enough and when your joints are hurting and stuff like that, and you definitely want to avoid it. So a custom stretching and mobility routine is a staple for our clients, depending on in which area do they lack mobility, or in which area do you feel pain or any kind of discomfort meanwhile you sleep, right? And why does this happen? Because it wakes you up. And the more fragmented, the more interrupted your sleep is, the lower the quality is, the worse your recovery is, the worse your mental focus is during the day. You definitely want to avoid it. Alright, what else can you do? So after mobilizing, you ideally take a warm shower. I know I'm gonna get attacked because cold showers are cool nowadays, especially in entrepreneurial communities, but in the evening you want to make sure that it's actually a warm shower to soothe your nerves, to calm down, to get absolutely chill, and not to get your heart rate beating like this, right? You don't want to get your heart rate up just before falling asleep. Actually, the lower your heart rate is during sleep, the better, to a certain degree, right? So while cold showers are amazing in the morning, or cold plunges or whatever, in the evening, especially if you work out in the afternoon or in the late evening hours, warm showers are much better for your recovery as well, for muscle recovery, right? Because cold showers after workout, they actually limit the potential of growth in your muscles. So if you also care about getting jacked as hell like Devin in this picture, probably cold showers after workout or in the evening are not for you, right? If you just enjoy torturing yourself, then for sure, go for it. Alright, what else can you do during the nighttime, right? You can start tracking your sleep, because what gets measured gets improved, it gets managed. So there are a couple of tools that you can use. You can use a Fitbit, just like Devin does. So here's the interface, if you're wondering, right? Okay, you can use a hoop band, or you can use the most accurate one. Although there's a debate which one of these are the most accurate, but I really like, personally, Oura rings. So these devices have sensors that measure your sleep quality and give you data, give you information about your different sleep metrics and what you need to improve, because it gives you feedback. And when you get the feedback, and when you have like an extra pair of eyes to look at it, because it's been done it over and over again, it's so easy to come up with what's the next step. What am I doing right? What am I doing wrong? Right? So Oura ring, hoop band, Fitbit, all of these are amazing. Okay, what else can you do? What else you might consider? Supplementation. But first of all, let me address, you don't want to be relying on supplements. These are natural supplements, but you don't want to rely on them. So if you don't have your nighttime habits dialed in, your pre-bed routine, if you don't have your daytime habits dialed in, probably these supplements won't work as good as if you had these completely under control. Alright, supplements, I call them experts or specifics, right? Because each supplement addresses a certain problem and solves it, or helps you solving it, helps your body to solve it. So if you are nervous, anxious, and you need to calm down, and you have problems with your recovery in your central nervous system, then magnesium glycinate is your weapon of choice, right? If you're not getting enough deep sleep, so for example, you look at your Oura ring in the morning and it shows you only got 20-30 minutes of deep sleep, which is like ridiculously low, right? And you will take L-theanine or GABA. Alright? If you have problems with your restfulness, you take GABA and glycine. If you have problems with your REM sleep, because that's too low, you wake up in the morning, your hoop band shows you that REM sleep, that's below 10% or way below 10% of your total sleep. That's very little. Your brain won't function as good as it could be. Alright? Then you will take glycine. So everything has a supplement for it, but without the right systems and habits in place, they are not that effective. And just a few words about these supplements. Magnesium glycine is of course a type of magnesium, really great for nerve recovery. I can only recommend it, especially in the evening hours as part of your pre-bed routine, so like 30 minutes before bed. L-theanine, GABA, you know, butyric acid. L-theanine is an amino acid, helps you with deep sleep. Glycine is also an amino acid, helps you with REM sleep, brain recovery, dreams, and so on. So these are great supplements, but they don't work without lifestyle changes. Let's talk about environmental setup, because you want to make sure that you have an ideal sleep environment. What is an ideal sleep environment? It's cold, dark, tidy, and quiet. And what the hell do I mean by this, right? Cold is ideally between 68 to 67 Fahrenheit. For those who calculate in metrics, that would be in between 16 to 18 degrees Celsius, but correct me if I'm wrong. Alright? Dark. How can you make sure that you are sleeping in a completely dark environment? Either with a blackout curtain, it's very simple, I have one as well up here, or you're sleeping with a sleep mask. For some people that's really calming, some people might be bothered by it, so it's completely up to you, but both of them work perfectly. Alright? You want to make sure it's tidy, unless you are a person who thrives in entropy, but I don't think you do. Some of us do. But make sure that you set everything in order, and not just in your room. It's not just like Jordan Peterson says that clean your room. Okay, that's cool, because okay, now you have a calm environment, but tidy up everything in your personal life as well. Only the things that you have control over. So I would say, don't be an asshole, right? Maintain this kind of positive karma, because then it's much easier to fall asleep afterwards. So focus on the things that you can control in your physical environment and also in your like personal, spiritual environment. Make sure to be a good person, and yeah, the chances of getting bad sleep will decrease drastically. Alright? Next one, quiet. What do I mean by quiet? Quiet has different meanings. It can be complete silence, which is amazing, but there's one pitfall of it. It can be easily broken. It can get easily distracted, right? So it's very easy to break the silence, especially if you're living in an urban area, right? Okay, or if something just falls down in your room, whatever, you will wake up. Your wife moves, you will wake up. So complete silence might not be the best choice for you. Okay, it could be 432 Hertz music. So that frequency is amazing for calming you down. Or it could be white, brown, or pink noise, each of them affecting different stages of your sleep. So depending on which one you have a problem with, you can use a white noise machine, brown noise, playlist, pink noise, whatever. Wouldn't go too much into details, but just for your instance, you know that it exists and it helps. Or just simply rainfall or nature sounds. So whatever that you can play in the background. And why do I like these like monotonous noises before falling asleep, and during your sleeping, right? Because these are much more difficult to break than complete silence. So just think of all the advantages that, okay, anything happens around you, you have this kind of monotonous noise, so you don't pay attention to the distractions, so you don't wake up. You can make sure that you are energetic the other day. You're producing much more testosterone, growth hormone. You are losing weight faster, gaining muscle, recovering much more efficiently. So all of these great advantages just because you take care of your noise environment as well. So all of this stuff that we have gone through, just one thing we haven't gone through yet. What are you eating? Because your nutrition also affects your sleep. So let's go here. I call them melatonin foods. Melatonin is a sleep hormone, and there are certain types of foods which actually increase your melatonin production. For example, chicken, poultry, chicken breast, grapes, watermelons. Watermelons are amazing for many things. If you watch my other videos as well, you can already know that I'm a big watermelon enthusiast. Alright, but cherries, pomegranates, all of these are great for making sure that you have better sleep quality and you produce more sleep hormone, melatonin. And once we have gone through each of these points, each of these processes, all of them lead to one conclusion, one final goal, which is optimal sleep, right? Again, when you're energetic, satiated, so you're not that hungry, because the better you sleep, the better your sleep quality is, the less hunger hormone, the less ghrelin your body produces, and the more satiety hormone, leptin, it produces. How do I pronounce satiated well? Or satiety. It depends on where you live, right? Okay, so you will be satiated, recovered, calm, focused, energetic, and high performing. Just like Devin, who hit 92 sleep scores, and probably since then, he just sent me his update, even better nights, right? And he went from, out of shape, low energy, not smiling at all. He rarely smiles, right? But now he's lean, he's jacked, absolutely shredded. You can catch a small grin over here, right? And he's doing amazing at the age of 45. And you need to keep in mind that above the age of 40, your natural melatonin, your sleep hormone production, decreases drastically every year. So if he could do it at the age of 45, you can easily just implement this system in your lifestyle. You can copy paste this and thrive and sleep amazing and have high energy levels without having to rely on stimulants or sleep drugs. So this is this simple. You can take this system right now. You can start practicing, just adopt one habit each week and stack them upon each other in 2024. This is gonna be your highest ROI investment in yourself and your energy levels, right? And if you find it difficult to implement these by yourself, feel free to go to the description and book a free call with us, and let's see what are the opportunities for you to get help from us with your sleep and your energy levels and your productivity, how you could enhance that, how you could double your energy levels if you are that serious about it. If you're not serious about it, if you're not committed to making a change, if you're not committed to invest in yourself, then don't book a call. Just take this video with you, just save it, try to implement it. If you failed to implement similar things in the past and you want to make sure that this works, and you copy paste this but you still can't keep consistent with it, then I also encourage you to book a call with us. But if you can't stay consistent but you're not committed to making a change, then again, don't book a call with us, because you need to be committed. You have to want it. And once you get to that level, okay, I'm willing to implement these simple systems in my lifestyle, right? But by myself, I didn't really succeed in copy pasting this, then it's definitely for you. So thanks for watching. See you next time.